Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Sarah and this is my January TBR. I am really excited to be sharing with you some of the books that I am planning to read in January. I had talked about this first one in my December book haul video, and I had talked about how my mom read this book. It is supposed to be a book for leaders or managers, and it talks about how you are in control of the choices that you make and how you lead your team. I am talking about the book The Energy Bus by John Gordon. My mom, as I said, read this book last year. She said it was a fantastic book, and I really thought that this would be a great book. Oh, it's like super blown out here. Let me bring it closer for you. I really thought this would be a great book to start off the year. Just, setting your intention, begin as you mean to move forward, all of that kind of thing. My word of the year is play. And the reason for that, just in a very short reasoning or short way to tell you, is that I have been in school for a long time. Basically my son's whole life. He's 4.5. And I have just been head down trying to work on finishing my degree and some different designations and things that I was working on, and, trying to get my dream job and all of that. And I, for the most part, have attained a large portion of that. And I don't want to miss out on the good stuff. And so my word of the year is play. And I feel like this will be a great book to sort of align with that and to help. It's the byline or the subtitle of this book is 10 Rules to Fuel Your Life, Work, and Team with Positive Energy. So like I said, I just feel like this is a great one to start off the year. And also it's probably going to be a quick read because it's only, it doesn't look that long. It's only about 170-ish pages. So this will be a nice quick read to start off the year. The next book that I want to read, one of my goals this year, which hopefully I will be posting about maybe in a few days, is that I want to read 2 Book of the Month books every single month. The max you can order in a Book of the Month box is 3 books, and I literally do that every single month. I order 3 books, I buy 3 books, but I don't necessarily read 3 Book of the Month books every single month. And so I'm trying to get better at that. I am going to make it a goal of mine to read 2 Book of the Month books every single month. And so to start off the year, I want to read The Wilder Women. This is a story of sisters. Yes, if you're wondering, didn't we see that in your December TBR? You did. And I didn't read it. December was one of my worst reading months, just numbers wise. It just didn't come together for me. But so yes, I had intended to read this at the end of the year. I think I got it in my November box. So I want to read The Wilder Women. It's a story of sisters. They each have how should I say, supernatural powers, I think. And their mother has gone missing, and they thought that she was dead, but now they think maybe she's not dead. And so this is the story of how the 2 sisters use their different gifts to find out what really happened to their mother. So that's going to be the first Book of the Month book that I want to read this month. The second one is Upgrade by Blake Crouch. I ordered this, I think it was an early release, when I ordered it in my Book of the Month box last year. So like somewhere around the summer, I feel like. I knew nothing about Blake Crouch at the time. Everybody said, you got to read this book. Oh, it's so highly anticipated. We're so excited. We can't wait for it to come out. I think it probably sold out when it was in the Book of the Month. And so I got it. I just jumped on it. I said, okay, if everybody's reading it, I want to be part of everybody. So I ordered it. had no clue what I was getting myself into. It has sat on my shelf since then, and I have been intimidated by it because then I started to read and somebody says, oh, it's sci-fi. Y'all, sci-fi next to horror is probably my least favorite genre, only because I feel like it all just goes over my head. So I was kind of regretting this a little bit. However, I just finished listening to the audiobook for Dark Matter, which was another Blake Crouch book, and it was phenomenal. I don't want to spoil my, my January wrap up or anything, but it was so good. So now I'm excited to read this, and so I'm going to jump into Upgrade, and that is going to be my second book of the month book that I read for January. Now, it is entirely possible that I will read more than 2 book of the months this month, but that my goal is just going to be to average 2 per month, because listen, we all know I'm not cutting down any on ordering book of the month, so I got to start picking up the pace a little bit. The next book that I am hoping to read this month, I have actually already started to read it, but it's going along a little bit slower than I had anticipated. This is Madly Deeply, and it is the Diaries of Alan Rickman. This, he is the bad guy from Die Hard. He is Severus Snape in Harry Potter, and he was just a phenomenal actor. We lost him far too soon. He died in 2016, I think, I kept saying colon cancer. That's not right. I think it was pancreatic cancer. And for a couple of reasons, I want to read this month. First of all, yes, because I want to read it. Also, it checks off because I do love Harry Potter. Second, it checks off one of the prompts for the 52 Book Club, which is an author or a book that was published posthumously. So this was published after his death, and then also because the anniversary of his death is this month. So he passed on January 14th of 2016. And so I want to read this in this month to honor him. So as I said, it is the Diaries of Alan Rickman. And I thought this was going to be just like, different anecdotes about his time on the set with Harry Potter and him palling around with Bruce Willis on Die Hard, and just these different like snippets into his time on a movie set, or he was super involved in the Royal Shakespeare Company in London before he ever even came onto the big screen. So I thought it would be, maybe some backstage notes from the theater, or, then he started to produce movies. So I thought it would be just little snippets of these different, like big moments in his life. This is literally his diary, like his daily, we went to dinner at such and such, and these 7 people were there, and I had the fish, and we talked about politics, and that is truly what it is. So because so much of this takes place across the pond, it's a little bit slow going for me because there's a lot of footnotes. He talks about a lot of people just in initials, or it'll say like Sarah J, and you'll have to figure out who that is, or go back a couple of pages because he's already referenced somebody by their full name, or, something like that. So it's a lot, it's slow going for me, not because it's not interesting, because what I find is I'll read several pages really quickly, but then, it takes me a little while to pick it back up again. So I've been reading this for a couple of days, and I'm on page 65. So this is slow going. There are like 440 something pages in it, so I'm just hopeful that I can finish it in the month of January. I know that I will, and like I said, I am enjoying it. It's just taking me a little bit longer to get through than I had anticipated. The next book that I am reading is for my In Real Life book club, and that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This is a crazy shiny cover. And yes, it does look different from what you typically see all over social media. This book was originally published in 2018, and then she republished last year with this fancy cover and also with an exclusive extra chapter. And I think this was only available on Amazon. It just says exclusive new chapter. I ordered mine off of Amazon, and so I think that was the only place that it was available, although I'm not entirely certain. So there is an extra chapter in here, and this is what my In Real Life book club is reading for this month. I just started a couple of nights ago, and I'm on like page 40, so it's interesting to me so far. I really want to kind of piece together and see exactly what happened, because everybody's being very vague, and you know, the husband like talks in these generalities and is not willing to divulge a whole lot, but also we're only 40 pages in, so you know, you can't like give your whole life story on page 1 basically. So I know this is like talked about all over the place. Yes, I may be the last one to read it, but I'm really excited to dig in. I lent this to one of my girlfriends that's in my book club because I wasn't going to have time to read it over vacation, and she was. So I gave it to her while I was out of town. She took it out of town and brought it back to me, had finished the whole thing in like 3 or 4 days, and rated it 5 stars. So I'm excited to dig in. Like I said, I know everybody else has already read it, but I haven't, so I'm looking forward to experiencing that one. Also by Colleen Hoover is, I'm gonna put it right here. So this is our January read for my book club, and then for March, we're going to be reading, It Ends With Us? It's the purple one, not the blue one. So I think it's It Ends With Us, also by Colleen Hoover. And I checked that one out of the library. I put my name on the holds list, and I'm going to be picking that up this afternoon because I got the email yesterday that it's my turn. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick it up. I will read it early, and then I'll just have to, you know, really hold on to it and remember what I read, so that I can talk about it in book club at the end of March. So we do have a February book as well, but I already own that book and I'm not going to read it until February. So I'll let you know next month what we're going to be reading for that. So that's actually everything that I have to share with you guys today. I had considered a lot of different things to figure out my reading plan for this year. I thought about maybe starting a TBR game, but I really work better when I'm just able to mood read. I did Bookopoly-thon in September last year, and while some of that was really fun, I felt like I was pigeonholed by what I was expected to read, and so I didn't love that as much as I wanted to. And then there are other, then I thought like that I would set some different reading projects for myself, which I will eventually do later on in the year. I just haven't had a lot of time to get those together quite yet. So those projects will be coming. One of them is, I had mentioned this last year, that I really want to do like a whole series on dark academia. And so that's going to be coming up, but I don't have time this month. I have a lot going on personally and professionally, and I want to be consistent about getting videos out to you guys. So I'm only committing myself to what I feel like I can handle right now. And that's it basically. So I also did not want to overload my TBR and then come to you at the end of the month and go, yeah, I know I said I was going to read 17 books, but I read 4. You know, so this is 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 with my library hold that I'm going to pick up today. And I feel like that's a good Oh, I also started, I'm also about to start an audiobook. I got the audiobook for The Woman, what is it called? I was going to say The Woman in Cabin 10. That's not it. I already listened to that one. This one is The Woman in the Window. And so I picked up the audiobook for that today. I haven't started it yet, but that's going to be something that I will probably listen to either over the weekend or maybe, you know, next week while I'm driving and while I'm working. I like to listen to audiobooks. So that's it. So that is 7 books, and I've already finished one. I already finished Dark Matter. So that's 8 books. It's less than what I normally have been reading, but I also don't want to get burnout like super quickly right into the beginning of the year. I just want to take my time and enjoy what I'm reading and, you know, really kind of experience the stories and be able to sit with the stories a little bit. So that's my plan for the month of January. We will see how it pans out. And I hope you guys will join me and share along with me. So let me know what you're going to be reading for the month of January. Also, do not forget, please like this video if you liked it. Comment down below. Let me know what you're going to be reading. And I would love it if you would subscribe and come along for the ride. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.